Ali, I want to turn to you now, where there's more action in Alaska, and they're introducing a new voting system, ranked choice voting. That's allowing some to already try to argue that the system is rigged. Talk a little bit about how it works and what it could mean for tomorrow.
Yeah, Kristen, that is an argument that we're seeing from some candidates on the Republican side, especially those who have been endorsed by former President Donald Trump. But look, here on the ground in Alaska, you've got a marquee House race, a very hot Senate primary, and that new system of voting that you were talking about just governing it all. Watch.
Voters on the last frontier charting a new one when it comes to the way they vote.
I think it's an interesting concept. I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Using a system known as ranked choice voting for the first time this week in marquee primary contests for U.S. Senate and the lone statewide House seat left open when longtime Congressman Don Young passed away in March.
Most people, once you see it, can rank 4 things, right? Anything from ice cream to, I don't know, I have my kids rank their favorite breakfast foods.
And now they'll be ranking candidates.
Exactly.
It's new in Alaska, but becoming more commonplace across the country in the last 2 decades. From Utah to Washington State, in New York City's mayoral race and Maine's gubernatorial. Here in Alaska, where the 2018 ballots looked like this and voters could only pick one candidate, now they vote in order of numbered preference, up to 4. All candidates from all parties listed together.
The rules can vary, but here, if you get 50% of the vote outright, you win. If no one gets there, the candidate with the fewest votes gets eliminated. Their voters' votes are then divvied up based on second choice and on until someone gets 50% and wins.
That may take some time, which isn't exactly new in a state this big, twice the size of Texas.
I don't think we'll know anything for certain for at least a week or two, and we won't have certified results until the end of the month.
Alaskans voted for these new rules in 2020, but that doesn't mean all the candidates are on board.
In Alaska, we have this bizarre system that's been newfangled, that's been newly adopted.
You have that ranked choice crap voting. If you're in 5th place, you get points. If you're in 3rd place, you get points.
But ranked choice voting advocates say this system encourages candidates to appeal to a broader audience.
It rewards candidates that look for connection. And you don't have to be positionally centrist. You need to be someone who is sort of civil in your behavior.
That means this election should be a little less negative, in theory.
As governor, Palin drove oil investment out of Alaska, quit, and left Alaska to be a celebrity who didn't want to be stuck in Wasilla.
But negative ads and attacks tempered with some goodwill towards rivals.
I'm very, very thankful that we have great candidates up here. You guys have good choices. Kind of can't go wrong.
We need our neighbors. We need our community members. And so, no, I don't think Alaskans tend to think of people as Republicans or Democrats.
And look, you hear the Democrat in the House race making that point that partisanship is not the governing factor here. In fact, Kristen, later in that interview that I did with Mary Peltola, she actually was complimenting Senator Lisa Murkowski. Not often that you hear Democrats complimenting Republicans, but in this state, the argument that I've heard from some voters and even candidates, as you can see, is that partisanship just isn't everything. Though, of course, the real test is going to come when people vote. How much sway does Trump have, or is it more of a communal feel here on the ground?
You're right about that, Ali, and so fascinating to hear Sarah Palin say you can't go wrong. What a great piece, and you broke down a really complicated new development there in Alaska, so thank you for that great reporting, and thanks to Vaughn as well. We're going to see both of you back here tomorrow for Election Day in both of those key races that we'll be watching.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.